Okay, everybody, welcome, Jared. Welcome to GLATD. I'm Jessica Milagros from season 21, and this is Busy Blue. Uh, Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling good. Obviously it would have felt better to still be in the house waking up to the loud music or whatnot. But I'm excited that I had the experience. I'm super grateful that I had the experience, and being able to reflect from the outside is just one of those things where you can finally just take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, your season, it's a wild one. You're on a wild season. You're on a wild season. So I'm gonna try to get this as we're gonna chop to it. You came into the house knowing that your mother, the legendary Suri, was going to be in this house. So day one, you're coming in. What is the specific strategy that you both talked about coming into the house, and how did that change once you're actually in it? Because I assume it does.
Yeah,
Wait.
sure. I mean, obviously, everybody thinks that it was going to be this elaborate plan, but it really was just as simple as, hey, stay away from me. Stay away from me on both sides, and just play your own game and make your own decisions. And don't think for me, think for yourself.
Wow. Okay, wait. Stay away from her. But you guys, I mean, it was very known in the house that she was your person. You told people, "Hey, I got Mama Three, I got Mama Felicia."
Yeah.
It was very obvious. So what went wrong there?
I really don't think anything went wrong until the whole Mama Felicia and Jared split. I was always trying to push Mama Felicia more than I was pushing Mama Cerie in that house, just because if people started to feel as if I was too close to Mama Felicia, that was actually good for me. It was easier for me to move that way, just because it would have been hard to not slip up and say mom. You know what I mean? So very early on, I was like, hey, can I call y'all mamas? And realistically, personally for me, Mama Felicia did remind me of my mom and of a mom figure at that point. And I loved her as a mom figure, regardless of what may have ended up happening. So
Of course, you and Sari, even though you said that you wanted to stay away from each other, you shared a lot of intel,
yeah,
based on your individual conversations with other house guests.
yeah,
So, Sari kept, for the most part, all of her intel that you told her close to her chest. But you had an extra, you had Blue,
yeah.
and you eventually, kind of leaked some of her game plan to Blue, and also told Blue about Suri.
Mhm.
Um, why? What was the explanation behind that type of gameplay?
Right. So Blue for me was Izzy from my mom. Izzy from my mom was one of those people that she confided in, that she was like, hey, in order for me to be able to trust her, in order for me to be able to keep her close, I gotta let her in a little bit. I can't necessarily let her in on everything. And obviously Izzy found out by herself about me and my mom's relationship. But it was one of those things where she was like, hey, you got to let people in a little bit if you want to keep them close. And I took that strategy from her when I started working close with Blue. And obviously, me and Blue had a different angle than my mom and Izzy. But it was one of those things that I knew that I wouldn't be able to have a tight relationship with Blue if she didn't understand what was going on with me on the other side of things. And she very early on caught on to the fact that, hey, you and Sari seem pretty close, and you and Izzy are really close. Even before me and Sari, I was hearing a lot that, hey, you and Izzy are really close, and people didn't understand why. And I think the moment that Izzy left, that magnifying glass just went straight to me and Sari, and people was like, hey, Sari was really close with Izzy. You was really close with Izzy. So now I'm seeing that you and Sari are really close. And I think it would have been a hard thing to work around if I didn't let Blue in on certain little factors of why I'm so close with Sari.
But you do know that at the same time, those secrets eventually that you told Blue went out to everybody in the house, because it wasn't like she was keeping anything secret.
Right, right, right. The main thing about everything that I told Blue was just the fact that I need her to keep a secret that Cerise's my mom is, and from day one up until now, obviously I'm not in the house now. I don't know what's being said, but that's one thing that she's always been able to keep near and dear to her heart. Very early on, she trusted me with some really crucial information about her own game, about her being a strategist outside of here, and it was something that I know I could have used against her, but I told her regardless, that's nothing that I'll ever try to use against her. As long as she is solid with me, I'm solid with her, and I'm willing to move forward with her.
So why didn't you tell Sari about Blue? Why didn't you tell her, leaving the house? Why didn't you say, "Hey, ma, Blue knows"?
Because she already started to catch on, and I was trying to hint to her that hey, Blue is already catching on, and she was just really big on deny, 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 and that just told me enough that I needed to know that she was like, hey, regardless of what's happening, I don't need her to know, and I didn't want my mom to begin to be. I didn't want to like hinder my mom's game and make her paranoid leaving the house. Be like, hey, she knows, and now she's just worried. Like, hey, maybe this girl's gonna be against me. Maybe this girl's gonna be telling a secret, and that end up affecting her game in the future. So I was just like, you know what, I think was best for me, especially considering that the most detrimental part of that piece of information is me and my mom being in the house because who wants to be a third wheel to that party? Everybody knew that at the end of the day, Jared's going to protect his mom. So now that I'm gone, I feel like it's actually a little bit easier for Blue to be able to maneuver that relationship where because now there's no worry of, hey, Jared's going to kick me before he kicks his mom kind of situation. I think that is going to help her. And as long as my mom isn't moving paranoid around that, I think her and Blue will be able to develop a really good relationship.
Sounds good. So some updates. One, we have the same exact birthday.
Hey,
And
March babies.
March 5th, and then our names are very similar.
Really?
So it must be a thing with our names and the birthdays because they are very, 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 very similar, and our birthdays are the exact same. So there's going to be a lot of questions when you get out around this person that you had outside of the house. And you talked about this person that you had outside of the house, but we saw you get really close to Blue. So, what was this connection that you had with Kenzie and the person you kept talking to the camera and saying you loved? And Blue, what is that going to look like?
So very early on, I told Blue, I was really open and honest with her about it. I said, hey, listen, I just got out of a 7-year-long relationship. And it's only been a month in between me getting out of that relationship and moving into this house. And I didn't plan on falling for anybody inside of the house, just due to, still dealing with the aftermath of such a long breakup, right? Obviously, we weren't married or anything of that sort, but it felt like it. 7 years is a long time to spend with somebody. And it's hard to just snap out of it and be like, hey, well, forget that person. I don't care about them. Because more than anything, more than a relationship, it's a bond and it's a friendship that you build with somebody. And regardless of how I feel about someone, and regardless of how me and even a friend for that matter fall out, I'm always going to have love for that friend, and I'm always going to look out for their best interest. Now, whether it's in a romantic way, that's where things start getting skewed, and that's where things are different. And that's where things were different for me as far as my past relationship. But like I said, I told Blue about this really early on, just to let her know, like, hey, this is what I just dealt with. This is why I think about some of the things that I think about. And just to let you know, this is something that I'm still dealing with to this day. But I didn't expect to go in there and fall for Blue. And Blue was really receptive to that. And she told me, she was like, hey, I understand, because she just got out of a 4-year relationship herself right before moving into the house. So she was like, hey, I get it. This is what's going to happen. And as long as you're willing to make sure that you focus on me here, and you can figure that out later. And I was like, hey, I get it. And I was like, it's already figured out. I'm not looking to rekindle anything and go back to like I said, a breakup for that matter. But it was definitely something that I had to let her know, because I'm like, hey, you need to know, like, I just got out of a really long relationship, and obviously, like, it's really fresh for me. So there's still things that I'm dealing with, and still things that I'm sorting out in my head about that. But like I said, Blue was somebody that I could confide in, and it's just one thing that you can't. Some things you just can't help, right? And people that you fall for is just people that you fall for, and that just happened to be Blue in this matter.
A Pisces answer.
Yeah, that was such a Pisces answer. Exactly. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we don't even have any more time, but we would love to have you back on the podcast if you ever want to. You're going to be watching the rest of the show, of course, right? Yeah. So
he's my birthday twin. He's gonna come back.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, thanks, Jared, so much for your time.
I appreciate y'all, man. And I appreciate y'all time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.